being the chairman of this Public Safety Committee. Apparently,
I don't feel I've had enough experience to be chairman of a committee yet.
all right.
I'll
All right.
look up that position, though. Thank you.
You can assist me, you can come on my,
All right, well, in that case, can I appoint,
I
Mr.?
would,
All right.
say yes and back you up on that, yes.
All right, then, in that case, by the powers invested in me, do I need to say that? I appoint Mr. Lazarobitz as head of the Public Safety Committee.
And it is up to the chairman of the committee to form his committee.
All-
People have to volunteer for it, or they can be conscripted.
Jacob will come,
I know,
Penny,
Vice President Ackerman.
Paul and
also-
I.
All right. Moving right, can we move along?
Yep.
Okay, item I, the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council elected chairman of the Parks and Rec Committee. Do we have any volunteers for that?
Yes, right.
Mr. Camara, any other volunteers who are interested in that?
What are the
Just to help
obligations?
him? I don't know.
No, I mean to be the chairman.
All right.
Oh, I don't, okay. It's
All
up to him. He has
I can
to-
do it myself.
I don't
All right,
care.
but you're gonna
He can
have
do it
to
himself.
have meetings, man.
I
Sorry,
will.
Maria.
I
You
will.
have to
I'm
have
gonna
no
have.
meetings.
Oh,
Well, I
don't
go
know.
to parks, I talk to directors.
No, no,
all-
no, no. It's about meetings,
All right.
it's about
Okay.
committee, it's
I'm gonna
about-
have meetings.
It's
I
about
will.
creating an
All
agenda.
right, I'm gonna do it.
Without that, we cannot have a chair that just goes to parks. You know?
He has to go to park. That's his job,
I'll take care of it.
Okay.
I know it.
at the park.
I'm really gonna have to do something about these glasses. All right, so Parks Committee, the only person as chair, one interested in chairing is Mr. Camara. By the power vested in me as president, I appoint Mr. Camara as chairman of the Parks and Recreations Committee. Next item is item J, electing a chairman of the Budget and Finance Committee. Any?
I thought in our executive meeting, there was a discussion about possibly changing that
Okay.
chair, like, because I think it's in our bylaws that we've had the chair be the treasurer, and then I recommended, yeah, why would we do both? Because there's already so much paperwork and work alone as treasurer.
So does anybody want to?
Can we elect somebody from the outside stakeholder rather than somebody on the board?
As long as a committee is made up of at least one seated board member, the chairman of the committee can be anyone from any walk of life as long as they reside within the borders of the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council.
You want to do the budget? and you-
All right, well, who here, since we don't have unknown people off the premises available at the moment, who here would like to be the chairman of the Budget and Finance Committee?
How about Ms. Hump? Jeanette Hump, she did a great job.
Jeanette would be good. Does not have to be a board member.
Doesn't have to, the chair does not have to be a board member.
No, the chair doesn't
Like
have
the
to be.
budget advocate does not have to be.
Gavel.
All right,
No, she doesn't have to.
yeah, I would agree with that. Why don't we get Dunn to, should we take a flyer on this one and we'll get an opinion from Dunn?
So far, it means okay. Have a budget and finance committee.
All right, well,
Do it. I have to
in the meantime then,
because it's been done before and more important. Last
All right.
we checked into that, Mr. Lynn. We also checked into having.
that's nice. Thank you. Thank you for your input.
Great president.
Now, for right now,
Our legislative information committee is not chaired by a board member. Why does it?
Right.
That's correct.
Finance committee.
And there are others.
Job nobody wants.
Yeah, you know.
I'd like to inter.
it's not a standing committee.
Lick is a standing committee.
No, it's not a standing committee. It's got a sundown clause and everything else.
Stand up.
All right. Can we get a board member to be the head of this committee for the time being?
Yes, I will be interested in the chairman of Budget Committee.
All right, Ms. Marine, is anyone else interested in being on the board on the head of this committee?
I think Jeanette Hop.
Oh, my God.
Not board member.
Okay, is there anyone else
Got it.
She doesn't
sitting
have
behind
to
the
be.
table here?
Yes, that's what it has to be. The responsibility.
No. All right, then in that case, the board members who are running for this position are
You don't know
Ms.
anything
Veronica
about
Marine.
that. She could.
So, is that seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you. Do we need to take a vote on this, or should we just appoint her?
Let's appoint her.
All right, then, by the power vested in me as the president, I appoint Veronica Marine as head of the Budget and Finance
You
Committee.
have to go and take full treasurer's training,
Okay.
What?
which is about a 6-hour thing. You'll have to go downtown. and take
Okay.
Full training.
That brings us to item K on the agenda, which is the chairman of the Planning and Land Use Committee. And Q, I assume you want to be continuing that role?
Yes, and there's also another board member. I know Jerry is still a planning chair, co-chair, but I don't know if he's still interested.
All right, so you guys are co-chairs?
Well, but also Steve Freeman is interested in being a co-chair. So,
Well, we started precedent for a triple chair before sustainability.
Yeah,
All right.
Make him vice
just
chair.
move the chairs around.
Vice chair. Co-chairs and a vice chair.
I mean, is there a reason Mr. Freeman's not available, or?
And, yeah, a dinette and a chest of drawers.
Difficult to have a meeting,
Okay,
you have to have all the chairs there.
Get a small dining table.
well, I mean, I've talked to Mr. Friedman, and, you know, he wants to be co-chair. He wants to help me out because I'm doing a lot in regards to the planning and land use for this area. So I do need the help, and I think Mr. Freeman can help me a lot as far as, you know, being the co-chair.
You can appoint both of them.
I
All
have
right.
a question on that. Okay, so you're the chair, but I thought he was your co-chair. So the next one's gonna be the assistant, or you bumping him off?
Well, the thing is that I've been doing a lot of the work for the planning and land use, just setting the agenda, putting the meetings, posting it. Not only that, but doing the website, also volunteering with other organizations. So, I mean, I do like, you know, someone to help out as being part of the planning and land use committee. I know I've spoken to Jerry numerous of times is trying to put his weight into it, as trying to put the man hours, and I'm not getting it that I wish for, but I'm still open for Jerry to step up.
Oh,
Jerry, would you be interested in co-chairing sustainability? Me?
No, Jerry.
Jerry Martin.
Does that have to do with transportation?
All right, so what do we want to do here, Carino?
Well, I mean, I like to nominate myself as
Yeah.
planning chair, and I will, but the thing with Steve Freeman, he's an alternate, so I don't know if an alternate could qualify as a
Only an
chair.
alternate under the current makeup of the committee.
Correct.
Once the committee chairs are reassigned, the committee membership is also reassigned.
Correct.
Okay,
So, he would not be an alternate, he would be a co-chair, which would make him automatically a full member of the committee.
okay, I second that.
All right, fine. So for right, I'm sorry, is there a comment on this?
Quickly, Carino probably runs the best committees. He does
Yeah.
the finest job. You know, support and you need the help, all the help.
yeah, he's
All right,
good.
I can certainly concur with that. So the way this comes out is that Carino is going to be the chairman, and that's what we're voting on, correct?
Well, it'll be co-chair with Mr. Friedman.
All right, in that case, Carino to be the chairman, and Mr. Friedman to be the co-chairman. And anyone else interested, or are there any further? All right, we close that off. Can we appoint? Can I appoint? Yep, all right.
Absolutely.
In that case, I appoint Carino as chairman of the Plum Committee and Mr. Friedman as co-chair of the Plum Committee. All right, done. Okay, L, chairman of the Government Relations, Rules, and Bylaws Committee.
I think that would go with the parliamentarian pretty well, so I
Is that
think
your existing committee, Paul?
that was my committee before.
Right, all right. All right, so
I
Mr.,
seconded.
all right, anyone else interested in that position? We can appoint that position?
Yeah.
All right, in that case, Mr. Nand is appointed as the chairman of the Government Relations, Rules, and Bylaws Committee. Congratulations, Mr. Anand. Item M on the calendar is the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council elected chairman for the Outreach Committee. That would be Ms. Skelton's committee.
Miss Skelton.
You still, okay? Anyone second that?
I second it.
Second.
All right, in that case, Ms. Skelton is appointed as the chair of the Outreach Committee.
Again.
Congratulations.
We have to have meetings. We have to have an agenda.
I'm on it, Howard. I'm on it.
Thank God. Okay. Item,
May I
not
make a
gonna respond.
suggestion?
I'm
I
just
think
gonna
we
pray
should
for you
create
and
a
keep it going.
transportation committee
That
and give it
man's
to
need
Jerry.
prayer.
Transportation Committee.
No, that'll go under sustainability.
Oh, it would?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Item N, Chairman of the Education Committee.
I'm sorry, just a moment to back up on that meeting thing, with George. George gave me the okay to be able to come here without me having my meetings and speak on a mic on outreach. That's the reason why, because there was a problem, again, George knew about it, with me not being able to get into the facilities. There was a couple of times that I came here and everything was on lockdown, so when it was an issue, George gave me the permission to come here, and then that way
I
I would
understand,
have
but it
X
can-
amount
the
of
meetings
minutes.
can happen at
But wait a minute,
Sizzler,
I'm sorry,
it can
excuse
happen
me.
anywhere.
Would you allow me to speak? I allowed you to speak, so let's be adults about this, okay? So now, if you want to at least pick a place that then everybody will say okay to, and I do understand when you said Sizzlers, because I was doing Sizzlers in different places too. So I'm open to that, but I just wanted to bring to your attention, please don't make it seem like Maria wasn't
not.
doing anything, or no agendas, no meetings, no nothing, when I got the okay from the president to bring it here. Thank you so much, and if that's what you want, I don't have a problem with it because I was doing it before at the park. Thank you.
Ms. Skelton, as vice president, if you give me a time and a place you want to meet, I will move heaven and hell to make sure you got that door open. All right, as long as you got that agenda in on time, I will make sure the room is yours. All right, fair deal?
Thank you.
That's to all my committee chairs as well.
Thank you.
The same request will be for the other committees as well, or it's only for
All
the
committees.
outreach?
All committees.
All committees, okay.
I live right down the street from Dunn. I can give them hell any time of day.
Okay.
Auntie will, read better.
I will.
Yes. All right. Item N, Chairman of the Education Committee. Was that Ms. Raines?
Yeah.
Is she not here now?
She was with her boyfriend.
Yeah, she's doing a good
I
job,
don't know why.
wearing two hats.
Yeah, she's in the middle of doing things she wants to finish. She would be the person.
All right. Can
So I
I
second that. I think she wants the job.
can appoint her in absentia?
Yes.
Yeah, we can
Ms.
appoint her extension. Appointed,
Ms. Patton, you want to say something?
Yeah, I have a question. What position is in charge of having the agendas ready for all those that are members of the council?
Secretary.
Okay? How many of you have an agenda tonight?
I'll have one page. But we didn't have a secretary, did we?
No, we did not.
No, we did not.
Secretary, now we have.
Well, it's just I've been taking notes all night, and I didn't know how long this agenda or this meeting was going to be and how much it was consist of the voting. Okay?
I don't know what she's talking about.
And therefore,
We still have some voting to do.
Stacy, Education Chair? Okay.
yes.
That's a yes.
Yes.
Seconded?
Second.
Anyone else interested in this position? Any objections to Ms. Raines continuing in this position? Then in that event, I hereby appoint Ms. Raines as Chairman of the Education Committee for another term. Congratulations, Ms. Raines. All right, item O, Chairman of the Sustainability Committee.
I am, Jerry Martin.
I will decline the nomination for co-chair of sustainability, but I'd like to nominate Mr. Pessoa as co-chair of sustainability.
I second it.
Okay, so you and Mr. Priscilla are going to be co-chairs?
No, Jerry and Mr.
Jerry.
Oh, Jerry, I'm sorry.
Yes, Jerry?
There's too many J names.
Yes,
Yeah?
there's a lot.
Jerry?
Anybody else?
Yeah, even in my house,
Henry
it's
has-
kind of too much.
We'd take a third of this if anyone was offering it.
Yes.
All right, so what do we have?
We'll take
John Henry.
I'll take a third of it, a fifth of it.
Third of it?
I'll take a fifth.
All right, is that right?
I'm actually gonna declare sustainability. I wanna be a member of the committee, but not like co-chair.
Okay.
Okay.
so how
Okay.
about John
All right.
Henry?
So John Henry and
Jerry?
Jerry.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
any
a
objection to that? In that case, John Hendry and Jerry Martin are co-chairs of the Sustainability Committee. Congratulations to them. Item P, the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council will officially elect 2 budget representatives. Who would like that job? Or which 2 of you would like that job?
Jeanette Hunt.
That definitely comes from the public, and I checked that out before. So a public person can do it. It does not have to be a board member, and that's been
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
She's
I-
good at this type of thing, I think. I think she's good at this type of thing. She has to
All
go
right,
out.
well, no, don't be too hasty here. It says 2, so do we have,
Exactly. I want to be one of them because I'd like to go down and be the budget advocate because I've been in the middle of that for 2 years. and want to finish working on that budget.
I never said otherwise. Who is the other one?
I want to get that budget going.
Wasn't Jason part of the budget advocate?
I was a budget rep for Encino, but I don't feel that I can necessarily do this job right if I'm gonna do the vice president job right and run all the committees. So I really want to stay focused on making sure the committees have their agendas
How about
up and their
Kathleen?
location secure. Only someone
Kathleen?
can do it.
I'll tell you, I've got some free time on my hands now. I don't have 30 hours. I don't have 30 hours to devote
right.
to being a vice president. I think I could be the budget rep.
Yeah.
Ms. Hop?
That would be great.
All right, then in that event, we have Mr. Benjamin and Ms. Hop as the 2 budget representatives.
Sounds great.
Yeah, sounds good.
Any objections to that?
No? It's all
Well, there's only 2, so, sorry. Huh?
It's not wrong, he's appointing him.
I'm appointing, well, if there's 3, I'm
No,
not
if
appointing any, we've got a problem because there's only 2. So, Miriam, okay,
Miss Hop and Benjamin.
all right.
I just got my husband out of the hospital.
Okay, Miss Hop and Benjamin.
Hop and Benjamin, do we have that seconded? Are there any opposition or problems or difficulties or questions about that?
No?
Calm down.
Then in that case, I hereby appoint Jeanette Hop and our esteemed former Vice President Howard Benjamin as our 2 budget representatives. Ooh, how am I doing on that thing there, George? Okay. All right, Q, no, not you, Q, this Q. The VNI's Neighborhood Council join in sponsorship. Oh, I suppose I should say at this point, we've actually elected everyone, so congratulations. Thank you.
Mr. President, can I interject one thing?
Absolutely.
What is not on the agenda, and it is an appointed position,
Yeah.
is second signatory.
Ah, ooh. Well, no, let's not do it
No,
next time. Let's do it this time.
We'll have to do it now.
All right. At present,
Yeah,
I hold the credit card.
you all right?
I've been the one that's been responsible for
Well-
everything you see in front of you with a logo on it.
All right. Well,
Appoint Mr. Hop.
yes, you did. And first of all, I think it should go to Mr. Ackerman, correct, since he's the vice president?
No,
If,
doesn't make any
Vice
difference.
President, anybody.
Anybody on the board can do it.
if
Well,
if
I
you,
understand
if-
that.
I mean,
What,
Can we keep
You
you?
will keep
Yeah,
Benjamin, he
just
did a
until
good
the end of
job.
the budget.
Howard, do you want Mr. Benjamin to keep doing it? Because frankly, my question of Mr. Benjamin was a little separate as far as all this video equipment. This is yours, correct?
no,
No,
it
no,
belongs to
no,
the
no,
council.
no.
Everything here belongs
It's to the council, but you're the one who knows how to use it, how it runs,
Q knows.
and all that stuff. So
He's
would,
gonna teach Mr. Acker.
Well, this usually is handed over to either the secretary or to the vice president to run the equipment.
All right, this is-
And
I'm sure both Jeremy and I are fully capable of learning how to run this.
absolutely. And I have a ton of stuff that belongs to the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council. Now, as a part of this agenda, we were supposed to, if you listen to Dunn,
Yeah.
and their agenda, which failed.
Right.
We are supposed to be responsible now for a complete inventory of all property
well, that
in
brings us,
possession of the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council.
Are
Now,
they
I have a
still-
ton of property, including the projector and a number of things. There are sign-out sheets that I've created that I will have to relinquish the equipment, and someone else will have to take that equipment on. As a part of that sign-out sheet, it also says that the one who accepts the equipment whether it's these microphones.
Yeah.
Or whether it's that camera or that banner or whatever it happens to be, is responsible for maintaining it and responsible for keeping it safe. So if the microphones are stolen,
Yeah.
They were responsible.
they are indeed responsible.
All right.
It is their job to make sure that nothing leaves the council's possession without being signed out.
Well, what do we think about this?
If I'm responsible for storing it, I don't have a car or a driver's license, so that's kind of
Well-
problem.
Yep.
My question then is,
Everything can be stored in the storage facility.
But you can't go get it out without a car.
is it technically possible, Mr. Benjamin, for you to retain these responsibilities for the time being?
I have given up the microphones, I've given up everything except the projector, the 2 banners, and some ancillary other things. I've given
guess-
it all.
I'm the one who keeps the microphones.
Yes.
I'm the one who brings it to the meetings and takes it home, so.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, for the time being, can we keep doing what we have been doing to maintain
Well,
continuity?
I really want to divest myself of the responsibility of holding on
What are
to,
the ancillary other things?
well, there's if you look on the back of the chair, there's,
I did it and did a good job too.
these are, I have
Right.
probably 60 more of these things.
If there's small things and light things I can store them, it's just I can't be responsible.
Well,
for-
all of these things can be stored in the
Storage facility.
All right. But all this, who,
You don't need
who
a
does all the
concert.
setup of this stuff when we get here?
me.
All right, you. So I guess what I'm asking is, are you willing to continue to do that?
I don't see why Jason can't do it.
It's not, it's the responsibility of the executive board.
All right.
It's not,
And
it's
you're no
not,
longer on the executive board, so, Mr. Ackerman, is this
can handle
something
it.
you could deal with, or Ms.
I mean, Mr.
Ochoa?
Pessoa and you could make this thing happen. I mean, all right, I mean, there's DVDs that have to be cut, all of these things have to be done, all right?
Yeah.
And again, the problem is that
Yes.
there's a very, very good chance that in August, I will be leaving for 9 months
Really?
to shoot a film in Europe. I can't possibly maintain this equipment
All right.
and do the job if I'm going to be gone. I'm going to ask for a leave of absence if that is possible.
All right, so here's what I would like to request then. I would like to request that we have a passing of the torch weekend between the old executive board and the new executive board, where you guys put us through our paces and teach us everything we have to know about being. an
Absolutely,
executive board.
absolutely, not a problem. You
I-
agree to that, George?
I would be happy,
Yeah, I see you smirking down there. It's, yeah. Okay, all right, then we will do that.
Okay.
Do we need to decide right now when we're doing that, or?
You know, it can be within the next month. I mean,
Okay.
we'll figure it out.
All right, now, that disposes of that then, to everyone's satisfaction? All right, I know there must be people waiting out in this
Okay, so, but we still haven't addressed the second
second
signatory.
signatory.
I'm willing to maintain that position.
Till the end of the fiscal.
All right. When's the end of the
Till the end,
At least till the end of the fiscal year, which is June 30th.
June
Yeah.
3rd? All right, okay,
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll
All right.
cross that bridge next month.
okay.
all right. Okay, does that take care of all of that?
Jeff, I have a question or a statement real quick before I
Yes.
get ready to leave.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the notes from last month when it says outreach. I don't know anything about this right here. It says Van Nuys Elementary sent 200 students to CSUN per Maria.
That was actually
Yeah, it's
education.
supposed to be Stacy.
It was Stacy, it was incorrectly,
Noted.
Corrected that earlier.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It
But
was
you
cor-
did when I went to CSUN and with the 200 kids. That was my statement about CSUN and the 200 kids, but I don't know anything about Van Nuys Elementary. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was correct.
Okay, moving right along, because I'm sure there might actually be people out in the audience that have sat through all this waiting to be heard. Item Q is the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council to join in sponsorship, support, and to fund the Animation Walk on June 4th. The Animation Walk will be held at the State Office Building at 6150 Van Nuys Boulevard. The VNNC to work alongside Assemblyman Nazarian's office to provide food and refreshments. Is there anyone here to speak about that, or is that just a yes or no?
I believe Angie is here.
Angie is still here. Hello, Angie. Come on down.
Are your funds frozen?
Yes,
Yeah, our
I was
funds
going to
are-
get to that.
That, and also we wanted to push it to the next, I believe you're gonna have a special meeting, because
Are
I
we?
don't think the person who is,
I think what was discussed at the executive committee was that we'd have a special funding meeting to spend the rest of our budget before it's rolled over back into the general fund.
Okay.
So I think,
so we could just add this to the agenda at that time. And also
Alright.
because the NPG isn't completed and I don't have it on me.
All right.
I'm not doing it.
Well, if, it doesn't matter that the MPG isn't completed at this point in time, we can still take a vote on it, and as soon as the NPG is available and done, turn it in. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
we've got a June 15th deadline that all funds must be requested by June 15th,
Okay, so.
or it goes into next year's budget.
Agendized, so we might as well.
It's already on the agenda.
Yeah, let's vote on it.
All right, Mr. Secretary, we're going to, does anyone else have any comments on item Q?
Only that it was.
Should go tell Jason he's
I'm
gonna be
questioning if it's
getting us
legit
good dinners or
vote,
not.
Because it was brought up in that executive meeting that we weren't technically supposed to have. And even though we're holding this meeting, I was under the impression that that.
No.
It's
John,
agendized in the
It is,
properly posted
this
meeting.
agenda was approved by Dunn,
Yeah.
and they are allowing this meeting to go forth. Therefore, it is 100% legit.
Remember, you gotta save some money for your plaques for your new people.
That can come out of next year's budget.
All right. So, do we
What
want to
about
vote
our
on item
dinner?
Q?
If you need me to explain, I'd be more than happy to, but if you don't,
It's
then that's also fine.
$500. It says right there.
$500, sorry about that,
Yeah.
to provide food and refreshments.
500 enough?
500 should be, depending on what you'd like to provide for us, because all we're really looking for are appetizers. We're not looking for a full meal, just appetizers for the guests, for the audience to come, and of course, everyone who shows up and
How about
volunteers.
$1,000, get more food.
Of course,
Okay.
1,000 is fine.
Angie, who's responsible for
No.
It's not, it's agendized, it's not to exceed 500.
Angie?
Mr. Dela Cuesta.
Who's responsible purchasing the appetizer?
So we can do that where the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council figures out what they want to provide us, or I can work with the individual, I guess the treasurer, so Stacy, to figure out if you want us to do it or if you want to do the work.
Okay.
It makes,
Then we can charge
whatever works for you guys,
Mr. Perez.
I make it easy for you guys.
thank you, Mr. President. We've worked with you in office. We look forward to working with you. But I think the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council should be the sponsor. They put up their tent, and the snacks could be, we kind of helped out of that area. Would that be okay?
So I can need to double check. I'm pretty sure that won't be a problem. As always, for the flyers, we're definitely going to include the neighborhood council. That's a given. And I can double check if we can have
Of course,
where we're gonna put, and maybe not a tent, just a table with your tablecloth.
Yeah.
And where the food is, but no tent, nothing like that, because if you've been to our office, our location, we don't have that much of a huge area.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could do something like that.
yeah, the banner, we can put the banner.
Yeah, the banner would work fine.
And the table.
Yeah.
And the table.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Okay, very good. We ready to take a vote on this item?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr.
Has
Secretary?
everyone, 1 second, point of information?
Yeah.
This is a, now we've moved into issues of money. Has
Yes.
everyone taken and passed their required ethics and other,
Funding?
we have new members, so.
I believe they have.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I
Yeah.
have.
Yes? Yes?
Mr.
You've done the.
All right,
Yes, I have.
all right, not a problem.
That's not a problem.
All right, then I'll read it one more time. Q, the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council to join in sponsorship, support, and to fund the Animation Walk on June 4th. The Animation Walk will be held at the State Office Building at 6150 Van Nuys Boulevard. The VNNC to work alongside Assemblyman Adrian Nazarian's office to provide food and refreshments not to exceed $500. Mr.
Seconded.
Secretary.
That was in the card, put it right.
All right, so George Thomas? Yes. Howard Benjamin?
Yes.
I'm saying yes. Stacy Rings.
No.
Jason Ackerman.
Because?
I hope
Paul
not.
Anon.
Yes.
John Camara.
Yes.
Carino.
Yes.
Jacob.
Yes.
John Henry.
He left. Sit down.
I'm going to step out shortly, too.
Joseph.
Yes.
Jeffrey.
Yes.
Jerry Martin.
Yes.
Veronica.
Yes.
Penny Meyer.
Yes.
Kathleen.
Yes.
And Maria.
Yes.
All right, the motion passes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'll work with Stacy for that.
Please do. Thanks, thank you. What's the result of the vote?
It passes.
It passes. I thought I said that. Okay. All right. Item R, which we don't have to vote on. We can vote demonstratively. The VNNC to participate in a formal standing ovation and round of applause for all outgoing officers of the VNNC and thank them for their years of service in elective leadership positions. And I certainly second that.
Send money, send money.
Okay, one round, one round. One round.
Is this what we sing? We're here, he's the jolly good fellow, or no? No, I guess
Nah.
not. Anyway.
Hip hip
We
hooray.
got time for that. All right. All right, moving right along to things we do have time for. The VNNC, item S, to make the trash cans on Van Nuys Boulevard a top priority. The VNNC to look into the possibility of refurbishing the trash cans and have local businesses adopt said trash cans. Mr. Morez.
That was my item, Mr. President, if I may. Mr. President, this has been an ongoing thing for years. We've had board members who said they had it, but dropped it. What's happened is, I checked with Dunn, it was stated that we couldn't put plaques, we couldn't put Van Nuys Neighborhood Council on there, we couldn't put the business. Well, we put plaques on Van Nuys Boulevard. If you recall, about 5 years ago, we had big plaques that were placed on the buildings with the VNNC on that.
Yeah.
So I'm having, Dunn's gonna get back with me as far as possibly having the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council or the individual businesses who wanna sponsor those trash cans, be named after them, but they would also then be responsible for them. We're not looking for any action on this, it's just to move forward with this with the Department of Dunn and also with the business owners to see if we could finally get this done. We've been going over this for years and years, and you look at Van Nuys Boulevard, the trash cans are the major issue there. If we repair those and we get people responsible for those, it'll change the outcome of Van Nuys. And again, if you look north of Gilmore, it's become a homeless encampment. It's worse than downtown, so we need to change it. We need to change it.
All right, who's the correct committee to move that forward?
We don't have a correct committee for
Especially around bus stops.
Excuse me.
So as I understand, we don't necessarily have a correct committee for this, but what I would propose is we rebrand. Outreach. No, well, it's not necessarily outreach. What I would propose we do. Okay. Is we rebrand our public safety committee, the public health and safety committee, and task them with making these trash cans happen. That's an excellent idea. Who's that public? That'd be Mr. Lazarovich. Okay, that's cool.
He's gone. He left.
No, his stuff is here. He must have gone to the restroom.
Yeah, he did.
Well, that's an excellent idea, acceptable, as long as we get the trash cans done this year.
All right.
It's been a long time.
All right, very good. Yes, Donna? Donna, you could just...
We especially need it around where bus stops are because it seems like we people don't want to have to go and take the buses when they see trash being all piled up, and it's very unsanitary. So I'm glad to see the trash can's going to be fixed.
Thank you. They will. All right. Moving right along to item T. Item T, the VNNC to vote on a funding request for the Mid-Valley Youth Club. The Mid-Valley Youth Club to request $2,500 to help replace equipment and uniforms that are no longer in the possession of the Mid-Valley Youth Club. Come on down, Mid-Valley Youth Club. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you for having me here again. Yes, we're requesting some additional funding to replace equipment and uniforms. When we moved over to Van Nuys 2 years ago, we had some people who weren't willing to move. So when they decided last season, they decided not to come back to the Mid-Valley Youth Club. They did not return over 50 sets of equipment and uniforms. So last year, we kind of just made do and did what we had to do to get equipment for these kids, even if it came out of our own pockets, which got a little bit costly, but now we need help because the equipment gets old, and with all these concussions and things like that, we need to make sure that we have better equipment for the kids.
Okay. Mr. Morez?
Thank you, Mr. President.
You never
I'm a
see them, they
supporter
don't
of this
attend the
as
meetings
co-chairman
or
and
anything,
co-founder of this,
but they're
Atlantic
looking for
Soccer
money, and then they go to
team
another.
a few years ago.
Yeah.
My issue is that if a parent
Yeah.
took the uniform, they were responsible for that. So, you know, I'm in this, but how are we gonna make sure this, you don't come back in 2 years asking for the same amount of money to replace the jerseys? Those parents have to return those things. And I think that, you know, that's gonna fall a little tough on you folks, but we can't come back this every 2 years asking to replace jerseys that some of the schools. So I
Exactly.
hope that you'll be able to control that and make sure you get those uniforms returned.
I think that will be possible. What it is that with these groups, yes, the parents are responsible, and someone suggested that we take these people to small claim court, but we're a nonprofit, so we don't have the funding to go and file lawsuits for each individual. But again, since we are now rebuilding, I'm seeing that our group is growing. With our participation with this community, as long as our coaches are staying with us and we have the backing of the community, I don't see it a problem getting the equipment back. But because parents were unhappy with the big move from, we were once located in Sun Valley, Sunland area. So when we moved over to Van Nuys, that was a big move, and there was already 6 other clubs over there. So those parents decided, hey, we're just gonna go to one of these other clubs that are still local, and we're not gonna go back to the Titans who moved all the way to Van Nuys. So with us being here and rebuilding our club right now, and I've been seeing it over the last couple of months, the amount of new people we got coming in and the dedication of the new coaches coming in, I don't see it being a problem coming in every 2 years to get that equipment.
Better control of your equipment.
Exactly.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Then I leave at 9:30. Bob just got out of the hospital. He's under oxygen. I gotta go.
Okay. Take care. All right. Ms. Secretary? I'm sorry, Ms. Treasurer?
Yes.
I have a question. In light of our fund situations, this gentleman wants $2,500. How does that work?
So remember I spoke to you at our executive meeting, I asked him how urgently did he need it, because if anything, we could give this to him in our next budget fiscal year. We could vote on it, approve it now, but you might not see that money for a couple months, if that would be okay with you.
I would think that the latest that we probably would need it would be the end of June. The season starts July 11th. They're required to start wearing equipment on July 18th. So it'll be pushing it close. And if we wait too late, our suppliers, we may be backlogged.
Yeah.
But, you know, if we have to wait, I think we could make do and, you know, do what we can. The reality is mainly getting the helmets and the shoulder pads. Uniforms, we really don't need those. Our first games don't start till August. So those could be pushed back, but the main thing is getting the helmets and the shoulder pads in for the boys by July 18th. Now, we do have about 90 sets right now. I'm expecting, you know, with all the new signups, I'm expecting us to have at least 120 kids this year. Problem is that some of the equipment that we have now may not fit all the kids we have, because the equipment that was taken or would not return were for the older boys. We have plenty of equipment for the smaller kids, but my concern is not having enough equipment for the bigger boys.
Thank you. Candy?
At the executive meeting, it was mentioned that we had X amount of dollars in, and we didn't want to give it back to the city.
Yes.
If we have that money, we have to spend it, and we should spend it on the kids in the area. This gentleman's doing a great job of working with the kids.
Right.
Yes.
How do we?
All
right.
And not go back to the city budget.
On so many funding requests, so I can't give you the exact number, but like I've been saying, we have several thousands pending that I'm still pushing out, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time I submit anything, it takes about, lately, the department's been better, at minimum of 5 days for them to give me an approval code just to send it, and then Union Bank takes 3 to 5 days to send out a payment. It's so lengthy.
Mr. Benjamin?
All right, was the paperwork submitted and?
Gave me the paperwork at the executive meeting, and everything about it is perfect. We just, yeah.
Okay. We do not have a budget at this point in time. We do not have, well, we have a budget. We have no funds that are available to us. All of the funds are frozen.
That's not accurate. When we were at the meeting today with Andrew Choi,
Here is the email. You want to read it?
from when?
This is from Kathleen Quinn
When?
on,
I spoke to Kathleen last night, if that helps, and as treasurer, she was telling me that I can, basically, I'm responsible for all the payments that we agreed to. I can pay those, but we can't agree at this time to make new payments and send those payments out right now.
But
So,
now it's not having executive work now too.
But we didn't vote on this yet.
yeah, that's why this is.
Where's the vote on it?
All right. Now let's vote on it, Mr. Secretary. I'm going to call the vote on item T.
Vote on it.
George? Yes. Howard?
yes.
Jeremy? Stacy?
Yeah.
Me, yes. Paul?
Yes.
John Camara?
Yes.
Hugh?
Yes?
Steve Friedman's not here. Jacob?
Yes.
John Hendry?
It's gone.
He's outside. All right.
He's gone.
He had to leave.
Mr. Lazarovitz?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Jerry?
Yes.
Veronica?
Yes.
Penny?
Yes.
Austin's not here. Kathleen had to leave.
She's gone.
She's gone. Okay. Maria?
Yes.
Cool. You guys have it.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I want to say thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff, for bringing them to the board and letting them know about it, Jeff.
My
Thank you.
pleasure, my pleasure, believe me. Okay, so the next item is item U, the VNNC to vote on supporting the Van Nuys Regional Rail Infrastructure Resolution 2016, the VNNC to adopt the language in the Van Nuys Regional Rail Infrastructure Resolution 2016, and support the resolution as a full council. Somebody going to speak on this, Jerry, or?
Yeah.
I think the guy right there.
Right here.
Right there,
He's
okay.
purple.
Okay.
Some-
While he's coming up to the thing, up to the podium, it says, "Until such time as we are able to elect your executive committee, you will not be able to access your funding and bank card. Continued disregard of the process may result in the department taking further measures to ensure that you comply with your bylaws. The election manual and department funding program guidelines are suspended."
We did elect the executive.
I understand that, but how soon will they turn it back on? I tried using the card today, the card didn't work.
Well,
That's why we didn't eat tonight?
be tomorrow.
That's-
Tomorrow. Soon as we
correct.
send in the
Okay.
paperwork. Soon as we
Well,
send the paperwork.
we'll see. Is tomorrow, I mean, let me explain something to everybody here. The Department of Neighborhood Empowerment says that the credit card can be used for up to $500 a day. That was an edict that was released probably 4 years ago. Every council in the district that starts with A through M has $2,500 per day. Everything that is M through S has $1,000 per day, and everything that is T through Z has $500 per day. And the reason for that is that they haven't gotten around to it yet. They haven't gotten around to it yet. Whereas a phone call to the Union Bank saying, everybody's at $2,500, bye, that's how they haven't gotten around to it. So when will they turn the card and the funding back on? Tomorrow? Really?
No, when they feel like it.
Right, exactly.
Point of information as well is that, Mr. Benjamin, we did go through this before where they turned it off and they did not unlock our funding for a very long time.
Right.
Remember that.
What I did is I went down and talked to Gracie Lou, and after that, it got taken care of lickety-split, but not until then. And that shouldn't have to be the case. And right now, she's fighting to keep her job.
Gracie Lou?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're
Wow.
trying to get rid of her, so
Really?
I'm really sad. That's why I wanna wanna go for budget advocate again, because she's worked as hard as anybody has ever worked in that job.
Yeah.
And she's done it way understaffed for several years, and now what they're trying to do is take her department and roll it into the city clerk's.
Correct.
Oh, God.
They have
That's
literally
worse.
gutted the department.
Exactly,
That's
so
crazy.
she's fighting to keep her job, and it's BS.
If you were making $280,000 a year, you'd fight to keep your job too.
All right.
Come on, Howard, don't you deserve a job?
I believe that an executive officer should be paid as an executive officer. But I think that when someone makes more than the mayor in a subordinate position,
All right.
that something is terribly, terribly wrong.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Being a little off topic here.
Very, very
Stay
hard.
here all night.
Okay, next.
All right, item U, the Nuys Regional Rail Infrastructure. Is someone going to make a presentation? Yes. Come on up here.
They caught 9 DWP.
Do I need a speaker card?
No,
Hi, I'm
we're on the agenda.
excellent. I'm Bart Reed, the Executive Director of the Transit Coalition. We're a San Fernando Valley-based organization. I grew up in Van Nuys, and I'm in Sylmar these days. One of the things that I know as growing up in the San Fernando Valley, train